All right, Cody, here we are at the Doylestown Gold Exchange. And one of the things that's really fun for me being here, and I know that Greg is interested in it as well. Kyle's probably the most interested. I'm saying that facetiously. We buy guitars. And we don't buy just any guitar. It's got to be one that's playable. Sometimes we'll buy guitars that are more suited for a beginner. And again, you know, we are choosing them according to that they are playable. Like this one right here is an Ibanez. It's a low-end Ibanez guitar. I'm not sure, new, it's probably around 200 bucks. We're selling this for about 100. But as a guitar player myself, this one is very, very playable. And if you plug it in an amp, you get quite a good sound out of it. Anyway, this is something that we bought from somebody. And here we have something that's sort of a collector's item. It was actually made by First Act. It's also not a real high quality guitar, but very, very playable. And this was given out for a little while with Volkswagen Jettas, I believe, and Volkswagen Beetles. They have a whole hookup in the car so that you can plug it into the car radio and amplify it through the car radio. It's kind of cool because it's got the Volkswagen insignia here in the inlays of the neck, and the guitar strap that came with that I don't have right now was actually made out of a seat belt. So it's just an interesting thing that we have. Again, it's not a high-end or high-quality instrument, but it's very playable. So you know, not only for a beginner, but on the advertisement they had Slash playing it, and he was getting quite a good sound out of it. So this next guitar, this one is actually a vintage guitar, and I'm surprised this one hasn't sold. It's been here for about a year. It's a Gretsch Electromatic. It was made in the early 50s, and it's pretty beat up. But the thing about it is when you plug it in, it's got a great sound. It's got what you could say is the sound. And we're going to have a customer coming in here, so I'm going to take a break. But rockabilly music was really created from this guitar sound. So it's not like to play that music, you get this guitar. It's like that music and the sound of that music came from the sound of this guitar. So it's a Gretsch Electromatic. It's from the early 50s, and it's surprising to me that somebody hasn't bought this. Okay, so one of the guitars that we have is this one. It's an Alvarez. It's a handmade guitar made in Japan. And usually when people think about guitars made in other countries, particularly guitars that are made in China and Japan, it gives the feeling that it's a lower quality than American made. But it couldn't be less true in the case of this one. This is very, very high degree of workmanship. It's a 12-string. As an example, we're selling this for $750. A guitar with this quality, if it was a Martin or it was a Taylor, it would be $4,000 or $5,000 guitar. So just because it did come from another country, it's much cheaper, but the workmanship actually is superior on this guitar. If I played 12-string, I would definitely grab this one myself. So from time to time we get other guitars. We've had some rare jazz guitars. We had a Gibson ES 175, which was probably the guitar that was responsible for the modern era of jazz guitar, the sound of it. First it was played by Joe Pass, and of course it was played in the beginning by Wes Montgomery when he started his career. After a while, Gibson Guitars actually created a guitar for Wes Montgomery, which was called the L5, and that was a very, very high grade guitar in its time. So we get vintage guitars, we get some rare guitars, and we're actually expecting a 1962 Fender Jazzmaster to come in. We're not sure, but somebody called us and said they wanted to sell it, and if we can agree on a price, we'll buy it from them, and then we'll do a video about that, because it is also a vintage guitar. It's a very desirable guitar, and we'll show it to everybody if it comes in.
At Doylestown Gold Exchange and Jewelers, we buy gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. With a graduate gemologist on staff, we also sell diamond engagement rings and fine jewelry at prices that are right for you. Learn more at doylestowngoldexchange.com.